The morning breaks and you feel the aches. Stepping out on the wrong side of bed. The carpet's burning, the wheels are turning, and all you see is red. Things can only get better in sunny weather, yeah, yeah, yeah. Feel like leaving a letter till things get better, yeah, yeah, yeah.
This episode of The Jeff Adams Show is brought to you by BitGravity. For mission-critical events, trust BitGravity by visiting bitgravity.com for more information. And by NewTek, makers of the TriCaster 40. Stun your viewers, not your accountant. Visit newtek.com for more information. And by GoDaddy. If you need a domain name or you need hosting, trust GoDaddy.com and use promo code Jeff199 at checkout.
What is going on? Welcome to the Jeff Adams Show, episode 31. Wow, we are here live. JeffAdamsShow.tv on the TTV network. And the Jeff Adams Show, we're still trying to figure this out and find our groove. We have faith, we have problems. We like to talk. We like to talk creative sometimes. We also take calls and we complain and moan about our problems. But that's what happens when you get older, youngstins. Is that even a word, youngstins? Youngsters?
Nope.
There we go. I just made up a new word. And there's
Not a
the
word.
Merry Monk of Love. How you doing, man?
Hey, I'm doing all right. I look like hell, but I feel okay.
And then we have Sharon with us today. Her parents let her out to play because she got done with her homework.
Yes,
So we knocked on her door before showtime and said, "Can Sharon play?" And they said yes. So, hello, Sharon. How are you doing?
Hello, I'm doing quite well. Thank you for asking.
And we have, which you can't see, we have the Wizard of Broadcast Magic. We can hear him in our ears, but you cannot see him. He's actually behind this curtain back here. I'm going to pull this, and his head's going to be in the box. So stay tuned for that. The Wizard of Broadcast Magic will be in that black box behind me.
Why does your set just get dumber and dumber every week?
I don't touch my set. I didn't even touch my set this week.
First the curtains go up, the walls, the cool little divider goes down. I don't think you got a plant back there anymore. And you've got 3 monitors that do absolutely nothing and something under a little black curtain. And
it's budget cuts, you know.
Budget cuts. Look at all the screens. You got more TVs than I got in my house. Just useless behind you.
Yeah. There you go. So
Just goes on with what he was saying in the first place. Just kind of. So anyway,
he
never
just
mind.
rags me about
Ignore
my
him.
set all the time, you know. I mean,
Ignore him.
you have
Maybe
the
he'll go
same.
away.
You say you have the same freaking Apple thing behind you every single show.
Yeah.
What is going on?
I'm consistent anyway. At least you know what you're going to get with me. There's no little hidden crap under curtains back there. It's
But, you
three
know,
free
I-
sins.
I should rag you out about how many times, you know, my set might change, but your microphone settings change all the time. You know, your microphone settings change. He's up there pre-show. He's like, "Can you hear me?" And then he flicks me a bird, does the usual thing, and
That's because you
Yeah.
said once again that I'm wearing the same shirt. I am not wearing the same shirt as last week.
no, I'm not saying. I said that was the same outfit you had when we did the first show ever. Same, you know, hat.
That's the uniform, though. Don't you know? That's the uniform. The jeans and a
Yeah.
black T-shirt. Like all of us would show up to things wearing the exact same outfit all the time.
You want to be part of the Order of the Merry Monk. You just jeans and black T-shirt. That's the way it goes.
Yeah, black seems. I like black too. Black seems to hide things I don't want to show people.
Exactly.
Uh,
It's slimming. See what it does for me?
And if you want to mix it up a little bit, you know, wear a dark navy blue shirt. You know, not much of a difference there, but that's how I mix things up from black
Hey,
to navy blue.
Did we give the phone number 1-888-547-8383? That's 888-547-8383. Key Life Network picking up the tab on that call. You can join us and be part of the Jeff Adams Show. It's very exciting to join us. I do it every week, and look at what it's done for me.
And go to, hey, Erica, tell us about our good friends over at GoDaddy.
GoDaddy? Oh, GoDaddy.com. That's the place you want to go for domains and hosting. GoDaddy.com. You go there and you use the promo code Jeff199, and if you're a new GoDaddy customer, you're getting a .com. That's only going to cost you $1.99 at GoDaddy.com. You can also use the promo code HOSTOFF12 and get 15% off if you're a returning GoDaddy customer. So GoDaddy.com, thank you for supporting the Jeff Adams Show and the Tech Buzz Network. Speaking of daddies, are you still a house daddy? Are you still a home daddy? Jeff, have you gotten a job yet?
No, I got the resumes out and, see what happens. Times are hard. Thanks, Obama. No, that was my Facebook.
Like Obama has anything to do with it.
Everybody blames Obama about everything, for crying out loud. Obama this, Obama that.
Blame Obama because you just don't want to work anymore. You just want to sit at home podcasting and folding laundry.
I want to be like all podcasters, collect, get the Wix, get my free milk and eggs, and just podcast all day long. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, monetize this thing.
Yeah. Well, anyways, I know I'm going to go inside before I even get into this first thing we're going to talk about. I was reading this book actually before I was not working. So when I show this book, I know what Mary Monk's going to say before he's going to go off on stage. He's like, look at you, you're miserable, But anyways, I've been reading this book, in which I'm done with it now. Rethink Your Life. By Stan Toller. Now watch. See, I had to go ahead and cut you off because I knew you were going to say something. Now, look, this was a great book. We're actually going to interview this guy in January. I'm setting it up for the date in January. Great book.
I'm rethinking my life. Nobody's going to hire me. My wife has a really cool job. Maybe I just stay home, be mooch.
Man, a mooch. But
Is that what's in that book of yours?
No. But
this thick. It's this thick. It's just like be a mooch, be a mooch, be a mooch, be a mooch.
No. Hey, you know what? That could be a good book you could write. Maybe you could get published then.
I have a job. Thank you very much.
Sting. No, actually, truthfully about the job I was doing, I actually left it because there was no way around of watching Marvin's. We had to make a move. My wife obviously makes more money than I did, so I had to bounce on the job. So there you go.
Obviously.
So anyways, I was reading this book called Rethink Your Life, and especially I know Eric and I know Sharon, seeing your post on Facebook, we're, our type of personalities were driven by media. And, for a lot of podcasting, doing, radio, whatever, we rely a lot on media. And so I've been getting in trouble with this thing a lot. I put it down, I pick it up, I put it down, I pick it up, and it just caused a lot of problems. So, no. If you're saying there's voices in our head that the people can't hear, he's messing with it.
Even just whispered, not working. I told you with all that free time on your hand, you better watch what those websites you go to when you're in the bathroom hiding from Marvin's.
Oh.
Oh, dear.
Oh, my gosh. But anyways, this phone got me in trouble. So I decided within this book, I wanted to do like a media fast of the phone and see if I could put it down for like 3 days and just not go on the internet and do anything and just detox.
Sorry, wait, I have to interject because people that are listening, they can't see me and they hear my voice saying these things, but it's Eric. Eric has them all on a little pre-recorded soundboard. So in the background, when you hear me doing that, it's not me.
Right.
Is that me? Yes. Is that me? Yes. Is that me? Yes.
Oh, jeez.
I'm so excited. I'm so excited.
That's why we called her the spastic mystic.
Yeah. That side of me hasn't come out too much on this show.
Woo! Excellent.
Oh my
Okay,
God.
back to your sorry life. Go ahead.
Yeah. So, anyways, I went on a media fast, and I don't know if you guys, Sharon or Eric, if you guys have a problem with your phone at all, picking it up and putting it down, picking it up, putting it down. Do you guys have that problem?
I
am
wouldn't say too much.
Crazy
no.
with my.
I mean, I check it, but I guess if you count my iPad instead of the iPhone. Like I think I picked that thing up. The iPad I'll pick up more because I'll look at stuff, Facebook or whatever, you know. But I don't. My husband, yeah.
I really think I have a problem. Seriously, in all seriousness, I think I have a problem with it. It's like I will check it and then put it down, and then I check again. Maybe something happened. Nothing.
Yeah.
Check it again. Maybe see something happen. You know,
I have
very
a serious
seldom
problem.
does anything happen.
I wonder if it's more common with males to have that. You know.
Well,
I don't know
might
if that's. I don't know.
But I know some women that have problems with it too. My wife doesn't so much, but I know, other women I see. I know one of our friends. She's always taking pictures, posting them, and she's on that phone all the time. But
it's not a male-female thing. It's a narcissist thing.
You're probably right on that, man. Right on the money.
Absolutely.
But I'm
not on there to see what anybody else is doing. I'm just going, I'll read my own stupid post 20 times. That's good. That was really freaking good. It's like, go back, see if anybody responded to it. Nobody did. What's everybody else doing? I don't care. I'm going to write something else. Anybody respond to that?
That's very true. That's very true. I think that's because it's that immediate feedback. You get immediate feedback. Like, that didn't used to exist. You'd be sitting in your house and you were thinking up stuff and you could sit there and laugh at your own stupid jokes all day. But now you can put it out there every 30 seconds, and then you wait for people to laugh. Aren't I funny?
Yeah. And my wife doesn't look at my stuff or respond to my stuff, so I go around reading crap to her in the kitchen. Look what I just said. Look what I just said. And it's like, for her, it has absolutely no context, and she just wants me to help, like with the kids or something. And I'm going, I'm clever. I'm clever.
I want to set up a GoPro camera in your office or your home and just watch you do all this. I just had a visual of that all happening in my head. Oh,
it's true.
Anyway.
The kids are like, Dad, this really cool thing. And I'm like, yeah, that's great. Oh, I love it. Yeah, that's good. And so, they know I'm not paying attention to them.
What is this doing to our brains, I wonder? You know what I mean? How are the synapses changing and all of our neurons changing because of this kind of stuff that's going on now? It would be fascinating to see a study on it, and how kids are, how their brains are different from the brains that we had when we were their age, when we were little.
I know you get little blasts. I mean, I've seen studies already that you get likes, you get attention, and you just go, ooh, little endorphin rush. Ooh, oh. Yeah, Why am I clicking a pen? Why am I clicking a pen when I have a phone right here? Go ahead. What were you saying, Jeff?
Yeah, it's one of those things where I tried. I turned off my phone. I put it in a brown box in the kitchen, and there he goes. He's checking his status right now. Am I clever? He's seeing if the hate monk is commenting on his Mary Monk page. So, anyways,
what did you say about a brown box? What did you say? Did you write something online about a brown box? I didn't see that.
No, I went on a media fast for 3 days, and it was extremely hard. I think the first 8 hours were extremely difficult, and none of the people on my show have a problem at all, and I do. No, I do have a problem with my phone. I seriously do. I think I was sitting down and I didn't have anything in my hands. So I started because normally when you sit down somewhere, you start clicking your phone, start moving it around, and you're sitting there and looking like Eric's doing right now. He's looking at his phone, concentrating.
Look at this guy. What the heck is this?
What is that?
No, I'm sorry. Here, how are we gonna? You
What
gotta
is
see that. It's Jeff. It's Jeff on a subway. Can I just get this to you somehow that you could post it online, Steven? What were we talking about?
See, as I was saying, phones can get you in so much trouble.
So what did you really not touch the thing for 3 days?
Listen. All right, here's the deal. I tried. The first day was good. I put it in the box, but I started getting jitters. Like when you sit down or something, my first habit is to reach in my pocket, pull up my phone, just start clicking things.
Yeah.
Wasn't there, so I started getting jittery. It's like, trying to quit smoking, so you start getting, these jitters and stuff. But so the day passed, it was all good. Second day was out. My wife said, "You don't have a phone. I need to text you." So I actually turned my phone on, put it in the car. I said, "You know what? I'm not touching the thing. If she texts me, I'll respond to it." So all these text messages popped up, and I got a text from an artist that I used to manage, and they said, "Hey, could you tweet this out?" And so I was like, "Well, it's release day on Tuesday. I'll tweet this out." So I tweeted it out, and then all of a sudden, my fingers started hitting Facebook.
The slippery slope.
And I'm
What was that?
The slippery slope.
Yeah.
So I was, and I was like, "What am I doing?" It was like if you guys ever used to smoke, how hard it was to quit the habit. You're like smoking a cigarette, and you're smoking that one because you're jonesing it, and then you're going, "What am I doing?" And you just kind of throw it out. I didn't throw my phone out the window, but I put the phone down and like, "What am I doing? Come on, Jeff, this is ridiculous." So I put the phone down, had no problems with it. And then I came back on late Wednesday afternoon to kind of, see what was going on and prep. But it is extremely hard to do a media fast. I mean, I have extreme problems with that.
Yeah. It feels good when you can actually get away from it. I've gone out on some sailing trips, and there's just a period where it's like, oh, can't get a hold of me. It doesn't work. And it's at that time that you start feeling like there's no guilt about not responding to things. There's just and the compulsion comes and it goes, you should check. Oh no, I don't have. You should no. And then after a while that kind of fades, and it starts feeling really good after a while when you and then you come back and the mailbox is full of like 500 things and there's all that stuff, and that sucks. But man, if you can pull up one of those fasts, I think that's a good thing to do every once in a while. It's just that I'm not going to do it.
Yeah, it's just hard to do. I mean, because the crazy thing that crossed my mind was with this thing was, it's like, you know what, I should just go out and get a $9.99 phone so I can just get phone calls and texts from my wife. And then I'm thinking about, why am I paying, X amount of dollars to have an iPhone in the first place? But I'm gonna go out and get another phone to go on a friggin' media fast. Are you kidding me? So
yeah, I'm going on a media fast by buying a new phone. That's stupid.
That can't get on the internet, that can receive text or phone calls. Was that another drop? What is that?
There,
oh
that's what I saw.
That's awesome.
There's Jeff on the subway.
When did I become evil? I was just a Sasquatch, and now I grew horns.
Yeah, that's you when you haven't had the internet for a day.
You're like at that time you're yelling in that girl's face, "Tell me what's on Facebook."
Yeah. Look at Reddit for me and tell me what you see.
But the conspiracy of all of it, do you think, I don't know, this is a conspiracy theory, sometimes we throw these out there. Do you think it's going to get to a point where we're so addicted to these devices when it comes time to put it in our body, hey, I never have to leave it? You think a lot of people are just going to jump into that?
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. It's like, I've already said it. If the number of the beast is as cool as my iPhone, it's like, that sounds great.
I mean, well, think about it. They're already low-jacking our animals. You get your pet, you get the little, it's like the size of a grain of rice, and they inject it under the skin, and that is a little digital code. So, I mean, it seems like it'll be pretty easy for them to just someday be able to put some little tiny thing under your skin that you can receive messages and whatnot. And I bet tons of people would just, without even thinking about it, would want that. Tons.
Yep.
Google chip.
What happened?
What?
He says Nokia has the tattoo.
Oh,
What
Can
is
you
that?
show us that, Stephen? I haven't heard of that. The tattoo.
oh, I did hear about that. Yeah.
What
There's
does
a
it do?
tattoo.
How
Steven,
does
you
it
might-
tattoo?
Steven, you might as well turn your mic on.
He says he can't turn his mic on.
No.
I'll just interpret for him. Here, I'll be Stephen. I'll channel Stephen. Oh, here we go. It's a vibrating tattoo. Alerts users when phone rings. A vibrating tattoo? He didn't say that. I said. That's
Weird.
really weird. And this is
You know what?
out now, or they just patented this? It's in the process right now.
I could totally see perverts, going for broke on this.
Yeah. Do you have to tattoo it in any particular place, or do you get to choose? What-
No.
Do you get to choose where the vibrating tattoo goes? Man, think about that. You think about how exciting it is to get a like or a text or something now. Somebody's paying attention to me. Just think about how exciting it is when it actually stimulates you.
Well, today I saw a post. There was a news report. Some man was smuggling hummingbirds in his pants.
Yes,
What?
I saw that.
Are you kidding me?
No, and I wish I was. I felt so bad for those poor birds. Little hummingbirds, man, their heartbeat already beats at like 2,000 miles per minute,
Yeah.
And this man was smuggling hummingbirds in his stinking underwear.
Yeah. It redefines.
It's terrible, and they
It
were
re-
alive. They were in his underwear by his ding-a-ling dong dong dong.
It redefines the term Hummer.
Ah!
I mean, he had 20 birds in there.
He had 20 birds in his pants?
I don't know, maybe 10, 15. How many was it? It was a lot of birds.
There was like 12 of the poor little things, and he had made these little pockets and taped them up, and they were all alive in there with their little beaks looking around like, help me, and he had them all in his crotch.
You
Where
got
was
to
he
pull that
coming
up,
from?
Stephen.
I don't know. It was on Facebook somewhere. Somebody posted it. I can't remember what country it was. Do you remember, Eric?
No, he was smuggling hummingbirds in though,
Wow.
and he did. He had them. He had
I
them
don't
lined
even,
up.
I'm
It looked like the pods from the Matrix. When you pull back, it's like, oh, look at them all, and look at that, all the birds are just lined up in his shorts.
look, there they are. Oh.
Oh my gosh.
Look at that. That's a
here's
lot of hummingbirds.
Here's the crazy thing with that is, say this guy was in sexual recovery, and
How many? I'm gonna count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. That's 12 hummingbirds, unless there's one underneath there or two that. Yeah, there might be some stuck underneath there that didn't come out. Oh,
that bird looks violated. He's just like, oh.
he's like, oh hell.
It's sad. Oh.
You think you've had a bad day?
This guy.
What's this? Who are these
Look at
jokers?
them. They're like,
They're
hey, look at
proud.
these birds. We're not going to help
Is
them
that-
out. We want to get pictures first. We can put them on our Facebook page.
It's like Captain Steubing and frickin' Isaac there. What's going on?
Oh my god. What was that guy? Were the birds dead, or they still alive?
They were
Oh, they've got-
apparently they were still alive. I can't imagine all of them were still alive. I'm surprised any of them were still alive. I mean,
What does
Well,
it say?
Top com-
The top
what does it
comment
say?
on there. What does it say?
See, heck of a way to get a Hummer. There you go.
oh
Oh,
my word.
We picked the low hanging fruit, us comedians.
Oh my gosh.
I just can't believe that. I mean, every day there's something else that I just go, I'm in shock. I don't understand
You see,
at all.
you see what you missed, Jeff, when you give up the internet? I mean, why would you want to give up the internet? I mean, what's more important than finding out that guys are smuggling birds in their shorts?
Well, what would you say if this guy was in sexual recovery and he comes into the group and he says, "Yes, I like hummingbirds. I smuggle them in my pants. Let's go to break."
Imagine the power of a giant TV production truck in a compact portable video production system. NewTek TriCaster has everything you need for a network-style video production. Camera switching, graphics, special effects, virtual sets, and more. You can stream your production live to the internet and record up to 8 separate channels of HD video all in one system. NewTek TriCaster. It's a television studio in a box. Find out more at newtek.com.
Follow The Jeff Adams Show on these fine social networks. Facebook.com/The Jeff Adams Show. Twitter.com/The Jeff Adams. YouTube, bit.ly/The Jeff Adams Show TV. RSS, bit.ly/TJAS iTunes. All this on the Jeff Adams Show.tv and the TTB Network.tv.
We're talking hummingbirds in your pants from the Jeff Adams Show. And, speaking of hummingbirds, let's pimp a little bit. Who wants to pimp first?
See, you are the king of not making any sense at all, but it doesn't faze you. It's
a segue instead of a segue.
Speaking of segues,
speaking of hummingbirds, let's talk about people pimping their websites. So, yeah, themerrymonk.com, I've posted a little thing. If you just scroll down there, Stephen. It's called Curse of the Laughing Devils, and this is my chance at redemption. Actually, I spent 4.5 hours the other night watching The Devil's Ride on Netflix. I watched the whole entire first season. It's supposed to be you follow along these motorcyclists, this gang in San Diego, and it just really turned out to be a soap opera and really suck. And then I looked into it, and there's all kinds of phony stuff going on in there. But then I tried to, since I spent all this time, I tried to relate it to something that maybe had some kind of meaning or whatnot. So you can check that out at themerrymonk.com. And let me give you a little quote, Jeff, and this made me think of you, actually.
Okay.
This is from that post. These guys are all on there talking about being real men and having a brotherhood and, all that stuff. It's what their gang is all about. And it says, men become, this is a sociologist that I quoted in talking about, men become depressed because of loss of status and power in the world of men. It's not the loss of money or the material advantages that money could buy, which produces the despair that leads to self-destruction. And this is talking about when guys, when their businesses fail, or when they end up unemployed and stuff like that. So it's the shame and the humiliation, the sense of personal failure. A man despairs when he has ceased being a man among men. And it says, in one survey, women and men were asked what they were most afraid of. Women responded that they were most afraid of being raped and murdered. Guess what men were most afraid of? It happens on this show. What's that?
I know because I read it on your thing.
Oh, so. It happens on this program every week. Men are most afraid of being laughed at. I mean, women, rape and murder are the concerns of women. God, I hope I'm really not assaulted and killed. And men are going, man, I hope nobody laughs at me.
Because it's the same thing about getting raped, from our perspective, right?
Shame and humiliation,
Yeah.
So you can check that out at themerrymonk.com.
I find that a hard stretch to try to compare those two.
That's because you're not a man. You don't know how bad it hurts.
I don't know.
Every time the Mary Monk makes fun of me, my yaya hurts, and I have flashbacks, and it hurts.
I think if you were to ask a convict, like a man who was put in prison and then was raped by inmates, I think if you asked him, would you rather go through that again or have someone laugh at you?
No, yo, dog. They'd go through it as long as they weren't laughing at them while they were doing it to them.
Yes.
That's a double counselor family right there. Speaking of counseling.
Yeah.
Now there you go. That's a good saying. So Jeff, but let me use this opportunity to apologize for making fun of you for not having a job. I read that and I thought, oh, you know what? I'm playing into the role of it's just the stupid thing that men do, And it's like, I admire you. I want you to know that. And that's all legit and all real right there. What you're doing with your kids, adopting Marvin's, adopting his sister. I want to say that, we get on the show and we do a lot of, poking and, we're messing with each other because, conflict's fun and it's fun to joke with each other. But in all reality, I want you to know that I do apologize if I shamed or humiliated you in any way. Also, I do respect you and thankful that I'm on the show. So that's all from the heart.
Yeah, thank you. Well, you didn't humiliate me. I know it's all in fun and, cartwheels and gummy drops and all that good stuff. So we just have fun.
Again,
on the show.
that doesn't make any sense. Cartwheels and gummy drops. Okay.
You never had cartwheels.
What goes on in your freaking head, man?
Rainbows and it's called dyslexia, man.
Dyslexia? Are you on acid? I mean,
too much coffee. Speaking of counseling.
Okay, so speaking of counseling.
Get him some help, will you, Sharon? Get this man some help.
Okay, so my husband and I, what we do is we have a counseling business. He is a licensed mental health counselor, and I'm actually going to grad school to also become a licensed mental health counselor. And but right now I'm an office manager at the business. And anybody in the local area, if you want to check it out, if you ever want to talk to somebody, and it's called Currents Counseling, like currents in the ocean, CURRENTS counseling. And the website is currentscounseling.com. You can check it out. Or we also have affairhealing.com because that's my husband's specialty or whatever. That's his thing that he has the passion for, is helping couples that have gone through an affair by one or both partners, and just kind of helping them work through that. That's his passion. So currentscounseling.com or affairhealing.com. And actually,
so Jeff,
go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, Jeff, you remember that for when your wife loses all respect for you and cheats on you because you don't have a job.
Oh, geez. My wife's going to come slap you. But hey, Sharon, do you guys do Skype sessions?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Skype?
Okay, cool. You might want to let them know. There's people worldwide that could do, Skype sessions.
He has done Skype. I mean, he's had clients in Africa and other parts of the United States. And so, yeah, definitely Skype is something. So you can just go to the website and check it out. And also on the affairhealing.com website, he's got a lot of really good articles or just different books to check out and just different things like that you can kind of look into. And, if you want to just read up on just various things, he's always trying to update that information and get people,
And he's also had people come in, like they fly in or drive in or whatever from long distance for these long weekends, intensive weekends, to work through emergency stuff and so.
Yeah,
that's cool.
And that's a huge one because, when it just becomes found out, they're in a moment of crisis, unbelievable crisis. And if they, want to, they can come in and he calls them intensive couples sessions. So he'll have a couple come and they just they'll fly in and get a hotel in the area and then just have 3 days of intensive, counseling, working on things. And we've had people from England come in. We've had people from other states, come in for that. And that, that's a really intense thing. But I think from what I've seen so far, it's really, really good for people. So, and all that information's on the website. I guess Steven's having problems finding the website, which is weird.
It's just Currents Counseling, CURRENTS counseling.com. It's right there. I got it right here on my phone.
Yeah, it's all one word, and it's, I don't know, you just have to make sure, I guess, you're spelling it right. Currents, CURRENTS COUNSELING.com. So hopefully you can find.
I always wanted to be a counselor. I just didn't ever want to go to school. It's intense for it.
Yes, the school sucks. I am in the middle of it right now.
Well, the thing is, you'd have to actually, you'd have to go through it for yourself. A lot of these guys that I've seen go through different counseling programs that get licensed and all that, get their degrees, they themselves end up going through the ringer on all the counseling and having to, come to grips with their own crap and find their own healing.
Yep, you have to. You have to because And we talk a lot about that. The classes I've been taking, actually just this semester, I'm taking ethics, legal and ethics. And a lot of what we talk about is, I mean, ethically, you have to be on top of your own craft. Otherwise, you know, you just are not able to be invested in what other people are going through. And I mean, they, you know, the program that I'm in, they all try to encourage all the students to go to counseling themselves, so that, you know, you stay aware of what's going on with you. And there is, you know, a constant process of looking inside and seeing what's going on with you. You know, so yeah, it's very intense. And I mean, I can imagine, you know, I just wrote a paper last semester on burnout, you know, with counselors, and it was just super high burnout rate where, you know, they end up just kind of falling apart because it's a very intense career. I mean, you're sitting there kind of absorbing all of people's pain, you know, and then trying to work with them through that. And I mean, if you're not really taking care of yourself, you know, it can be damaging. So, you know, and me, I'm such a super hypersensitive person that I'm just like, okay, I've got to be aware of this when I start seeing clients, that I don't end up like, having a breakdown, you know? So.
You know what's totally messed up about counseling?
Oh,
she dropped again. Yeah, I used to work at this place called
Sharon
House
having
of
a
Hope.
breakdown.
What's that? I worked at this place called House of Hope, and I worked with these troubled teenagers.
Yeah, I forgot that you worked there.
Huh?
I forgot that you worked there. Jenny Young, who used to work with us, used to work there.
Yeah. So I did that for like 2 years, and I lived in this house with these you know, troubled teen boys, and which was really cool because I'm not a certified counselor or anything, but I got to help them through a lot of their problems, you know, being like their house dad and whatnot. But then the owner of the organization, you know, the president, she goes, "Hey, I want you to start counseling some of the parents." I said, "Well, I'm not a certified counselor." She goes, "Well, I'm going to send you to school." As she's sending me to school, like this Bible school, she started having me counsel these dads. And I laughed because all of them were having marriage problems. And at the time, I wasn't married. So I'm this idiotic, you know, single guy telling people how to be married, you know. It was very humorous. I was pulling out scriptures and stuff. I go, "Well, it says in the Bible." And they were looking at me like, I just want to slap this guy upside the head so bad. Yeah.
Well, it's interesting because, you know, I in fact was just saying this to Tim earlier today. I'm like, I don't know what you say to these people, because couples counseling to me is a mystery. Like, I'm like, I don't know what in the world I would say to these people, because I mean, I don't feel like I understand how to work through couple stuff at all. But see, when I start seeing clients, I mean, honestly, my passion and my focus is for people in crisis, people in trauma, like battered, people that are in domestic violence situations, or survivors of rape, or things like that, where it's an individual process, you know, and that's where my passion lies, and that's where I'm, you know, hopefully going to go toward being able to see those clients, you know. So that's what we've kind of talked about. Okay, when we're working in the same practice, all the couples go to him, and then all the individual people go to me. You know, because I don't understand the couples thing.
Does your husband deal with people that get laughed at?
I'm sure he does. I'm sure he does. But I guess if I'm dealing with the trauma and crisis, that would be more my avenue, right? The people that have been laughed at will come to me for, you know, post-traumatic stress disorder.
Let's be honest here. I mean, I don't know the ins and outs through a lot of your personal lives, but how much, if you didn't have insurance, how much money do you think? I know for me, how much money I spent on counseling. You know,
insurance won't cover counseling for me.
What's that?
Insurance doesn't cover counseling for me. It'll cover medication, but it won't cover counseling. What's
it cost you to go to counseling?
I stopped going to counseling. I just take medication now.
Oh my gosh, Deception.
That is a sad commentary. That is a sad commentary on the situation here in the United States. I'm telling you that we would rather medicate people than help them work through their crap that's causing them to need medication.
Just blame Obama like everybody does on Facebook.
I know, right? That's everyone does. I don't know. To me, Obama's my friend because he's the only way I can get health insurance is with Obamacare. So no one else will cover me in this whole country.
It's not going to work. You'll never get health insurance because it was all a lie. It's true. It's just never going to work. It was all BS from the beginning. It's true.
Okay.
Are you
All right,
talking?
well-
Steven,
Have you?
no one can
Do you
hear
have medical? Do you have medical care now because of Obama, Sharon?
I'm in the application process. My application is in.
Let us know how that works out.
I will. I'll let you know. I mean, I'm sorry that I can't quite swallow the whole, like, just because there's so many conspiracy theories about Obama that are like ridiculous that I'm just sort of like, all right, well, I'm just not gonna take that until it. I'll have to see that actually happen.
Yeah,
I can't believe without proof.
Steven says he can't spell the word believe without the word lie. Bella, it's true, he says.
Oh my goodness.
What are you smelling your finger there, Jeff? What's going on? What are you doing?
You busted me.
Did you have another topic on the docket today?
Do you?
What's going on?
Let me ask Sharon another question. Do your husband take clients that, people that stick their hand down their butt and sniff their finger? Just throwing that out there. I know somebody.
I wouldn't know because that's all confidential. I don't know what they talk about in their sessions.
Have you seen those strange addiction shows? You ever watch those on Netflix?
Yeah.
Strange addictions. Like, gosh, this lady's eating the cushions on her couch.
What?
I know.
Are you serious? Are you
Yeah.
serious?
She wants to eat or they eat the dryer towels. What are the
Sheets,
fabric softeners?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
There's one lady that just eats the fabric softeners, and then like her kids started eating the fabric softeners.
I know.
Doing on
I know. And
fabric
there was one lady that drank bleach. I mean, she was bathing in bleach, and then she started drinking it. Yeah. And they think like since it's not killing them right off the bat that it's not bad, and then they go to the doctor and find out their livers are enlarged and stuff. It's like,
Oh my gosh.
shocker.
These are all on Netflix?
Yeah, strange addictions. Yeah, something for you to do while you're home doing nothing. You can watch those. While
Or
you're folding
temptation to
laundry.
be on the phone.
Although that's not a strange one though, because so many people are addicted to being on the phone. Not a strange addiction anymore. And if you wanted to eat your phone, that would probably be a strange addiction.
Okay, I want to know what's under the little black curtain. I'm sick of it. I want to know.
I told you, I went to a garage sale. Pee Wee Herman did the comeback tour, and
Shut up.
someone bought
What's
the genie.
under it? Is it just a table that you're hiding so that you can put another monitor up there?
No,
It's
is
like a
actually
little
the genie
stool.
from Pee Wee's Playhouse. I'm telling you,
It is not the genie from Pee Wee's Playhouse.
it is. You're just gonna have to wait.
Show us.
It's-
Just show us what's under the curtain.
I can't show you. It's this virtual camera thing that pops up, and it's gonna be Stephen Haywood's head. So he's gonna be virtual in the box,
Like a Max
just like the
Headroom?
genie. Yeah.
It's a stool. It's a little box. So you can,
Just a little box.
so you can
and
have
I
another
make a high
useless
mechanical
monitor behind you with your name on it.
name. Actually, it's in case of fires, it's a fire escape. You just pull the
So,
black thing
Changing
out.
the subject altogether. I mean, I could have made up a weird segue, like speaking of the fire escape.
And the gummy bears.
And cartwheels. Don't forget the
cartwheels.
cartwheels.
Yeah, and
Gummy
the
bears with
unicorns with
cartwheels.
rainbows coming out their butts.
Yeah.
Speaking of that, you're gonna adopt Marvin's sister. I didn't hear this.
Yeah, we are.
That's so cool.
Yeah, she's 2 months older than our oldest son Jacob, so she's 9 right now. So by probably the time she'll get here, she'll be like probably 11.
You'll be 18, and then you won't have to do anything.
Yeah, right.
You just got to import her. Hey,
Yeah,
go start working.
$18,000 later.
Hey, why don't
but-
you get a job like your mother, and I'll start mooching off you.
Oh my gosh.
Make sure she is able to smuggle some hummingbirds into the country while she's at it.
Oh jeez.
Is there
That poor
anything in
guy.
Haiti that anybody would want to smuggle in?
Not much. And you know what? I
Uh.
think there is. There's some kind of hot pepper. We tried to do it. We tried to get these seeds. I can't remember
Put
the
them
name
in your
of it.
crotch.
We
Put them
put
in
it
your,
in our socks.
put 'em in
but
your shorts.
We forgot to put it packet because you can't grow them here in the States. But they're amazing. They're so super hot.
Yeah.
So, anyways, I just ruined that.
Are you
so,
fading?
I can't
You
remember
fading
anything.
right now? What's going
Am I in
on?
Haiti
Are you
right now?
fading? Yeah. What are you? Do you like? You need sugar? You need candy bar or something? You seem like you're losing energy.
No, this is my second cup of coffee.
Yeah.
So I'm not losing energy. I'm not sharp. I'm never sharp. So I don't know why I'm saying I'm not sharp. I'm just never sharp.
Oh, there's something in the chat room that Haywood wants you to look at, Mr. Sharp.
Saturday Night Live video.
The only
Someone
thing that's
posted a
sharp about him is that horn coming out of the front of his head.
Haitian purple peppers. Maybe it is Haitian purple peppers in the.
That sounds like a kind of acid.
Yeah.
What did you get? Oh, I'm taking Haitian purple peppers.
Let me pull something up. Did you guys get the notes that I sent about maybe disappearing today?
I don't pay attention to your show prep anymore. I don't even open it.
You don't? You see that?
I read it. It was weird.
But there's no edits today. It was a brand new
weird.
sheet. There was no edits today. It was a brand new sheet. But
I looked at it.
There was an interesting thing. My son brought home a, this story, this English folklore story, and he was like reading. He has to like read it in front of another class, and if someone else wants to read it, if they have the notes, or I can read it, which might take 5 hours, but I can read it. But just keeping a wholesome mind with this. Tell me if there's any subliminal messages in this little English tale. Do you have it, Eric?
Yeah, I do. And what grade is your son in?
He's in 3rd grade.
He's in 3rd grade, and he has to recite this?
Yes.
Okay, this is a piece called Master of All Masters.
Yeah.
A girl once went to the fair to hire herself for servant. At last, a funny-looking old gentleman engaged her and took her home to his house. When she got there, he told her that he had something to teach her, for that in his house he had his own names for things. He said to her, "What will you call me? Master or mister or whatever you please, sir," says she. He said, "You must call me Master of All Masters. And what would you call this?" Pointing to his bed.
Wait, stop. Pointing to his bed. Okay, let's go. Go on.
Right. No, right there I was like,
What?
Ew.
What?
Pointing to his bed. Bed or couch or whatever you please, sir. "No, that's my barnacle. And what do you call these?" said he, pointing to his pantaloons. "Breeches or trousers or whatever you please, sir. You must call them squibs and crackers." "And what would you call her?" pointing to the cat. "Cat or kit or whatever you please, sir. You must call her white-faced Simony." Simony? Simony? I don't know. "And this now, showing the fire, what would you call this? Fire or flame or whatever you please, sir. You must call it hot cockalorum." And
this is for real. This is not a joke.
It's right there, hot cockalorum.
No, but that's what makes the whole thing like dirty. All of a sudden, there you go. It's like, wait, why is
Well,
the
you
word
already had his barnacle bed and his pantaloon.
Yeah. Oh, he's gonna do a drop. I see him.
I was just talking amongst yourselves while I look for an appropriate phrase from Sharon.
Oh, no.
Well, yeah, this story, my son came home and he had to, I guess the goal was he had to like memorize it, recite it into another class, and he was working on. My wife goes, "Wait a minute." So she read it to me, and so my wife, she emailed the principal and kind of said, what's going on here, yada yada yada, and the principal emailed back, goes, "Well, we'll assign a different story to your son." But that's the crazy stuff about the public school system. You just never know. And people might go, "Oh, that's completely innocent." But for me, that's like subliminal messages, like
subliminal messages.
Kakalaka-laka-lugus, touch my kakalaka-loos, and there's
You must call it hot cockalorum. I lost the bit of the drop from you, Sharon, saying monkey cockle. I'm gonna have to find it.
I forgot about that one. Oh my gosh.
And what this, he went on, pointing to the water or wet or whatever you please, sir. "No, Pandalorum is its name. And what do you call all this?" asked he, as he pointed to the house or cottage, whatever you please, sir. "No, you must call it High Topper Mountain."
Oh no. The United States is onto it. Oh my gosh. Crazy. Yeah, but that's actually a that was sent home to my son to memorize, to recite into another class, and my wife emailed the principal. What's that?
He had to memorize
Yeah,
it?
Well, he could use like a cheat sheet, but he had to be familiar with the story. He had to read it over and over because he had to present it to a class in reading. And a little disturbing. And the more I think about it, it's like, man, if I was a little bit smarter, we're thinking about a little bit, I would never want to homeschool the kids because I'd probably just be the PE teacher and the art teacher because that's all I can really do. But we were actually thinking about homeschooling our children and having like a bunch of family members do like this co-op because it seems like public school is getting so bad these days.
You could have them read this poem from Sharon. Let me have Sharon recite her poem to you.
Okay, go ahead.
Monkey cockles. Business. Business. Perform, monkey.
How about that?
Do that one more time.
Monkey cockles.
Where did monkey cockles come from? Where did that come from? Why was that?
I don't know. It must have come from drinking. I have no idea. It doesn't make any sense. Okay, so I have to read the rest of this poem that Jeff's kid is learning. That very night, the servant woke her master up in a fright and said, "Master of all masters, get out of your barnacle and put on your squibs and crackers. For white-faced simony has got a spark of hot cockalorum on its tail, and unless you get some pandalorum, high topper mountain will be all on hot cockalorum." That's all. I want a drop of me saying hot cockalorum. I'm going to have to find that. Hot cockalorum!
Where's our world going to, man? I don't know. But it's bad enough. We talked about media earlier today, and, you got to filter your kids with devices and things, but they got to read these stinking stories at school now. And you have to feel like the uncool parent that has to email somebody and complain. But we did it. Well, I say we did it. My wife did it. And
what was her ground for complaint? Because it said cockalorum?
Just a subliminal messages. I mean, like going to buy.
What's subliminal message about that? What is it?
Well, look, going to buy a slave girl. I mean, that's kind of like sex trafficking. Subliminal message. But by. It's just.
Wait, but this is an old. This is like an old poem, right? Like this is some kind of old English basketball master. Somebody Wikipedia.
Because back then it wasn't. I mean, I guess back then it wasn't so disturbing, and things didn't have the same connotations that they do now. But
they do. People would buy. People would buy slaves back in the day. Men to have sex with slaves.
Oh no, I'm not saying that wasn't all disgustingness going on. I'm just saying, back then it would have been just sort of not recognized as being as awful as it is. You know what I'm saying? But
right.
I'm just curious what the teacher responded to your wife's email.
It was the principal. So immediately,
you know what the principal said?
Monkey cockles.
Exactly. The public school system, monkey cockles.
That's what
he
said.
Did you have to say monkey cockles? Is that what you said on that drop?
Yeah.
Monkey cockles.
What in the world?
I don't know. I don't know what that was about.
Sharon's very educated. That's like an old English reference.
Well, before we go, Sharon, tell us about this play, this Christmas shindig you're doing.
Oh yeah, it's going to be really cute. I think it's a definitely a family oriented. It's called The Best Christmas Pageant Ever, and it was a movie back in the 80s that was very cheesy. But the play version of it's going to be super cute. And I play this woman who has been tasked with doing the Christmas pageant, the annual Christmas pageant they do at the church every year. And it's a really cute. There's about 2 billion kids in it that we're working with, so that's interesting.
How's that work on a stage? 2 billion kids.
Yeah, oh, whatever. I'm exaggerating. It's maybe like 13 kids or 15 kids.
You need to go to counseling for lying.
Yeah.
Listen,
But
girl.
it feels like 2 million when you're on stage with them and you're trying to block the play. It's a little crazy. But
Does the teacher need to take drugs to cope with all this? Maybe some
Ludes.
ludes. Really?
Ludes.
Oh. Okay.
oh dear. People
How
just
many of
don't know.
how many of
us-
All those outtakes are from years of doing the show. And they were just things that in the midst of conversation would come up and then bang, now they're little sound bites.
And they exist forever.
And they exist forever.
Okay. So where do we find out information about this play?
The play it's going to be running. It's at the Breakthrough Theater of Winter Park, and the website is breakthroughtheater.com, and the theater part is spelled fancy. It's THEATRE. But breakthroughtheater.com. It's in Winter Park, and it's going to run December 12th through the 16th, and then the weekend following, which I think is December 20th through the 22nd. So it's going to be super cute, and like it's very family friendly. Like you can bring all the kids and stuff. It's neat because we actually, it's the Christmas story from the Bible that the kids are acting out, and so it's, but it's really a cute story, very heartwarming and all that good stuff.
It'll warm the cockles.
Yes,
Jeez.
yes, it will.
Hey, Eric, before we go, do you ever have your kids respond on like your wife's phone with a text message? And it's confusing because it has your wife's name on it, and it's actually one of your kids texting.
No.
Well, I just got a text when Sharon was saying that, and it says, from my wife, it says, "Daddy, why is Marvin riding my bike?" So
You've driven that poor woman to drink, Jeff, you and your laziness.
I'm known as Daddy now. That's right. No show next week. Thanksgiving. Spend time with your family, and
come on.
Put your phones down. I'm gonna lock mine in a room. No texting. You know what I hate about Thanksgiving is the random texts you don't get from people and says Happy Thanksgiving. And I'm like, I haven't talked to this guy in 5 years.
Yeah, I know. They just send it out to
But they're-
everybody.
But they're thinking of you. That's a nice feeling.
I guess random texts. But put
Well,
down your
just-
phones.
just
Enjoy
everybody.
family. And have a great Thanksgiving, guys. Sharon, thanks for hanging out. Mary Monk, always.
You know
a
what's really
pleasure.
nice about getting a happy Thanksgiving is the vibrating tattoo that I have strategically placed. And it's just, they say Happy Thanksgiving, and whoo, all of a sudden I'm very thankful for you.
Eric, can you
Great.
cut the turkey?
All right.
Make sure you check out, what is it? Currentcounseling.com?
It's currentscounseling.com. Yep. There's an S on current, yeah.
Currentscounseling.com. For all your counseling needs, they do Skype sessions, and they will lead you in the right direction. You might need counseling after the show, but no show next week, but we'll be back the following week. JeffAdamsShow.tv. Thanks for hanging out with us.